The matchup between Kate Martin and Angel Reese was way more than just another game. It felt personal.
So the Kate Martin versus Angel Reese matchup was big.
From the jump, Martin had a different level of intensity, and it didn't take long to see why. Early in the game, Reese went up for what should have been an easy bucket, already thinking about her celebration. But Martin wasn't having it. She timed it perfectly, sent the shot flying, and instantly changed the energy in the arena. The crowd went wild. Someone in the stands even shouted, "Kate just sent Barbie back to the bayou." The reference wasn't lost on anyone, especially not on Martin. This was more than just a block. It was a message. Reese started off solid, putting up a quick 4 points in the first few minutes, but after that block, things unraveled fast. The aggression that makes her such a force turned into hesitation. She second-guessed her shots, looked unsure on defense, and most importantly, started racking up fouls at a ridiculous pace. 1, 2, 3. Before anyone realized it, she was in serious trouble. Meanwhile, the Laces were putting on a clinic. Missing 2 of their key players, Alyssa Thomas and Jackie Young, should have made things tough, but they played like it didn't even matter. Tiffany Hayes and Kayla McBride ran the floor like they had a sixth sense for each other's movements, setting up plays that looked like they came straight out of a coaching manual. The Roses, a mess. They relied way too much on individual talent, and it showed. Every time Reese tried to force her way to the basket, she ran into a perfectly set defender. And let's talk about the coaching, because the gap was embarrassing. Andrew Wade, the Laces coach, was running the game like a chess master, making all the right moves at the right time. On the other side, the Roses bench looked lost. Rotations made no sense, spacing was all over the place, and defensively, they just weren't there. Reese's frustration became clearer by the minute. Every time Martin shut her down, you could see it in her body language. Then, there's the whole Lexi Hull situation, which might be the biggest head-scratcher of the night. Just one game ago, Hull dropped 19 points in 10 minutes and led the Roses to their only win of the season. You'd think that kind of performance would earn her a bigger role, right? Nope. Instead, she spent the majority of this game on the bench, barely playing until the third quarter. Fans started whispering, analysts were puzzled, and even former WNBA players in the stands were shaking their heads. When Hull finally got on the court, she immediately proved what everyone already knew. She should have been playing more. Her defense was suffocating. She pressed full court, made every possession difficult, and forced the Laces into tough shots. Even with limited minutes, she changed the game, and yet instead of riding her momentum, the Roses stuck with the same broken game plan, leaving their most effective player watching from the sidelines. By the time the fourth quarter rolled around, Reese, already drowning in foul trouble, was trying to make one last push. But the Laces weren't letting up. One more foul, and she was done. The walk to the bench felt like watching someone realize too late that they brought a knife to a gunfight. Game over. From there, the Laces had fun with it. Martin was everywhere, diving for loose balls, throwing no-look passes, setting screens that made defenders regret their life choices. The Roses, on the other hand, looked completely out of it, moving like a team that had already accepted defeat. Then came the internet explosion. Within hours, Martin's block on Reese was all over social media, racking up millions of views. But people weren't just talking about the block, they were talking about the bigger picture. Analysts broke down the game, pointing out the glaring coaching mistakes, the lack of adjustments, and how Hull was basically wasted on the bench. Fans who showed up expecting a Reese highlight show left talking about Hull's defense and Martin's insane hustle. But this wasn't just about one game. This was a reality check for the Roses. The Laces, despite missing key players, played like a team, unselfish, disciplined, and completely in sync. The Roses, they played like a group of individuals, and in this league, that doesn't work. Going forward, both teams are at a crossroads. The Laces have proven they have a winning formula. The Roses, they have to figure out what they want to be. Will they keep banking on individual talent, or will they start making smarter decisions?